Okay. Assalamu alaikum and good morning, good afternoon, evening, whatever, to everyone. Greetings. So I will show you how to calculate your intensity levels. So we usually read that it's recommended to do light intensity, moderate intensity, 1 to 2 times a week, 1 to 3 times a week. So how do we know exactly if this exercise that we are doing is moderate or light intensity or whatnot? So we calculate that using our heart rate. Okay, and we usually classify intensity levels using percentages. So light intensity would be 30 to 39, moderate would be 40 to 59, and vigorous would be 60 to 89. So we have light, moderate, and vigorous. So how to calculate your heart rate if you want to do light or moderate or intensity? So basically we will need to know our maximum heart rate, okay, based on our age. So we can use 220, this formula, minus age. So let's say, for example, my age is 20, okay? Okay, let's say my age is 20. That makes my maximum heart rate, the maximum I should go or I could go, is 200. That's my maximum heart rate. So let's say this is my maximum heart rate, this long line, okay? So now I want to know my resting heart rate. Okay, so this is my maximum heart rate, which is 200. Now I want to know my heart rate at rest. You can calculate that using a smartwatch, any gadget that you have on your wrist that can calculate your heart rate, or you can just use your fingers and feel the pulse below your thumb for 1 minute and know that. So let's say, for example, my resting heart rate is 70, okay, which is, let's say it goes all the way here. So that is, let's say that is 70. This is my resting heart rate. Sorry, okay, this is my heart rate at rest, and this will be my reserve heart rate reserve, okay, and this is my maximum heart rate that I can go for, HR max. Okay, so once we know our maximum heart rate, which is 200, I know my resting heart rate is 70, then I can know how much is my reserve, my heart rate reserve. So we can just minus 200 minus 70, which will be 130. So my heart rate reserve is 130, okay? Now I will time this, multiply this with my desired intensity levels. So I want my intensity levels to be moderate, let's say, and I want it to be 50%. So I times this with 0.5, which will equal to 65. So now 65, I need to utilize 65 beats of my reserve, and I add that with this, with my heart rate at rest. So I need to have additional 65 beats per minute if I want my intensity levels to be 50%. So my heart rate at rest was 70. So I will end up with 70 plus 65, which is 135. Usually we calculate this in ranges. So if I want moderate intensity, so let's say I will go for 0.4 to 0.6, then I know how much is 0.4 and 0.6, then I will have two numbers. So let's say my heart rate I should be targeting 120 to 160, something like that. So you would have a range, and then you want to keep your heart rate in that range to know if you want it to be moderate, vigorous, or whatnot. So you can use this formula. This is the formula that I just drew. So you have your maximum heart rate minus heart rate at rest. You can calculate this using 220. There are some other formulas, but you can use this. It's good enough. 220 minus age, and then you minus that with your heart rate at rest, and then you times your desired intensity levels. Usually use two numbers, let's say 0.4 and 0.6, and then you plus that with heart rate at rest. it's fairly easy. You can just look at this graph. You can just look at this graph here, right? That's all.